As 2024 comes to a close and I look back at the year and everything that has happened, I can without a doubt say that 2024 has been the year of disappointing music. There have been a couple shining moments, but they're heavily outweighed by the amount of mid that came out this year. How could I come to such a harsh opening statement, you ask? Well, I'm here to explain. But before I talk about all the garbage this year produced, I think it's worth taking note that Badass Fucking Kid saved 2024, and in total seriousness, I rank it better than GNX. GNX had a couple songs that I came back to, but overall the Nettspend album just had way more replay value to me than Kendrick's. I love lots of Kendrick's music, and I'm definitely not classified as a Kendrick hater, but this is just my current opinion. Hop off it. With that out of the way, I present to you 2024's biggest disappointment in my opinion, Lone's Fall Off. Love Lasts Forever was such a poor product from an artist with so much in his bag. Lone's 2021-2022 run was insane, and this bum-ass album just makes me sad. It was just super lacking in personality, and it just sounded like a bunch of generic trap songs with a lot of hype and no real substance. It just seemed like a super uninspired and flat copy of Cardi. I'm also going to push Cardi into this fall off instead of giving him his own segment because he didn't drop his album. He put out a couple cool singles, and then spent the end of the year beefing with Lucky and becoming the cornball CEO. He got insecure and deleted all his DMs with Lucky and thought that because Lucky went upwards cross that he was getting shit on. This is why I think Osama-san is on a better run than all of Opium, and legitimately I have way more Osama in my playlist than Opium. Next up is Ian's album Goodbye Horses. The album was just mid. It wasn't the worst thing I've heard, but it was damn near close. It was so underwhelming compared to the build up to Valedictorian with the singles and the Lyrical Lemonade video. It just didn't pop up that much after release, and although Valedictorian came out this year as well, its sequel just lowered Ian's reputation even further. In general, this album just made him look even more like a basic white Chief Keef. And actually, I like some of Ian's old stuff, but this album was horrendous when it comes to originality and showing him as a unique artist. Goodbye Horses is 30 minutes of time wasted that I want back to play Black Ops 6 or some OG Fortnite, bruh. Next up is an album I was super excited for, mainly because of where its precursor sits with me and the nostalgia that resonates with it. Eternal Take 2. This album was also super disappointing because of how uninspired and copy-paste it was. When the rollout started, the year was starting to look good. I just found out about the Burger King Oreo Shake, Black Ops 6 had just dropped, and I was soon to drop French from my class list. But most of all, Eternal Take 2 was dropping. 3 of the 4 mentioned were actually good. EA2 was not bad, but it just had so much filler and it just wasn't as good as the first. I could lie and say I loved it, but I would just be yapping out of my ass from the nostalgic perspective of my younger years. It was better than Lone and it was better than Ian, but it was not what I was hoping for. Last but not least is GNX. Like everybody else, I was not expecting an album, but nonetheless, when I found out I was excited. I listened through it and it just wasn't for me. A lot of people really enjoyed it, which surprised me because it was nowhere near the Kendrick standard compared to Pimp a Butterfly, Mr. Morale, or Good Kid Mad City. It really sounded to me like he got bored and started experimenting with something different but without his heart in it. I hope that his next album returns to the standard if he even makes one, but this album was just okay. Like I said earlier, there's no replay value to me, and that's why I think the Nettspend album was way better than GNX. But here's the other thing, this is just an opinion, and music is such a vast ocean where some people like this and other people like that. When I say one is better than the other, I'm not saying it just like it's fact. It's just what I like or I don't. You like what you like and you dislike what you dislike, and that's what makes music special, because it's special to you. This is what makes a connection between audience and artist so strong. All music is good to somebody. This brings me to one final issue, however. Can one fully separate art from artist? I was able to listen to Kanye's music after what he said before he apologized, but now I find myself not listening to Jade's at all after he was arrested. Furthermore, somehow his charge has gone from attempted murder to aggravated assault and now he's on house arrest. If he goes free, it'll be like he's the Gen Z O.J. Simpson. I don't really know what to think. So to round off, I'll just leave you with this. The world has so much to offer, and you shouldn't get stuck up on if someone likes something and you don't. All music is good to somebody. Except Cemetery, that shit is buns.